if you have a horizontal Antweight and you haven't installed a motor bearing for your horizontal, then this video is for you. The other video on my channel is for verts, and this one is for all you horizontal builders. So the first thing that you need to do, basically, well, not the first thing. What we need to do is we need to support this weapon motor, not just on the bottom with these 4 screws that are going to bolt into it right here, but we also need to kind of secure and hold this weapon shaft in place so when it gets hit, it kind of stays strong. And when it hits, it stays strong. All right. So first step is to basically we need to make the top come out over this. So we're going to create a sketch. I'm going to click create a sketch over here in the top left. I'm going to click on the top. If your bot's like this, do me a favor and rotate it so it's kind of facing down. All right, I'm gonna click on line or L on your keyboard and then make sure that it is locking on this middle point, and you can tell it's the middle because it has that triangle next to it. If, for example, it's not locking, that means you have too many sketches visible, so you need to click the arrow next to it and uncheck anything here before you hit create sketch. All right, so I don't have anything, so I'm good. So I'm gonna hit create sketch. Click on this top. All right, click line. Again, I'm gonna slide over, wait till the triangle pops up. Now I know I'm in the middle. Now I'm gonna click and I'm gonna bring this out. I'm gonna bring this out past the gold here. Not like on it, just a little bit past it. All right, I'm gonna click right up around here. Okay, I'm gonna go out at an angle, you know, something like this. All right, kind of look how far it is. Should be like this. I have no set number. Click, and I'm gonna bring this back to the top. So it clicks on and locks on with an X. Don't go all the way over here. You don't need it all the way over here. Over here is pretty good. Okay. So we have this sketch here, but I want to mirror it and put it on the other side. Do not hit finish sketch. Click on mirror here in the top, or go to create mirror. All right. Now it's asking you, what objects do you want to mirror? And we want to mirror these 2 lines we just made. So I'm going to click on one, click on the other, and then we're going to click on the select button next to mirror line. Click there, and we're going to click on that first line that we made. And now these 2 lines are on the opposite side of this mirror line, so we're good. We're going to hit OK. So now I have the sketch on both sides. Now we need to extrude this down. So before we do that, I'm going to get rid of the chassis. I'm going to click on the eyeball next to chassis so it's no longer visible. I'm going to hit E for extrude. I'm going to click on that half, hold down control, click on the other half, and I'm just going to click on the bottom of my top so it automatically snaps to that same thickness, which is 2 millimeters. Your top may be thicker, but it should be around 2 millimeters. All right. And make sure it's on join. It is. I'm going to hit OK, and now I have a top. Cool. So now I got to make a hole in the top for the shaft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the visibility of the top. So we'll click on the eyeball next to it, and I want to create a sketch on this face right here. So I'm going to hit create sketch. I'm going to click on this face of the weapon motor. I'm going to click on circle, and I want to make a 5 millimeter circle. I'm just going to type in 5, hit enter. All right, before I hit finish sketch, I'm gonna make the weapon motor disappear and the weapon bar, actually, why not? And I'm gonna click on, now you see this arrow that spans the 5, so it's 5 and a long arrow. Make sure whatever you select is within that arrow. So I'm gonna click on this, hold down control, click on the center, and I'm gonna hit E for extrude. Now I wanna make a hole through the top, so I have to bring back the top. I'm gonna click on it in the browser here. And I'm going to change my view a little bit. And I'm just going to drag it up through the top. And I could tell because it's past it. All right. And I'm going to hit OK. And now I have a hole. So I'm going to bring back the chassis. I'm going to bring back the weapon motor. I'm going to bring back the blade. All right. So now I got all that right there. Now we're going to install the bearing and the bearing cover. So you're going to go to your data panel, you're gonna go to robot parts, Antweight parts, and it is called bearing cover horizontal. Not bearing cover flat, bearing cover horizontal. Gonna right click on it. You're gonna do insert into current design. All right, and this right here, the little bump on it, is the top. It should be facing up, and this other side is the bottom. It should be facing down. All right, so I'm gonna rotate it so it's flat 90 degrees, 90 or negative 90, whatever it is, just make sure it's 90. And I did that on free move, and now I have to move it point to point. But in order to move it point to point, I have to see the bottom of it. So I'm just gonna drag it out the way here. I'm gonna drag it to the side here so I can easily see the bottom of it. Now I'm gonna change it to point, the move type. I wanna zoom in. I'm gonna hover over this face right here. All right, I'm gonna click on bottom so it's perfectly, I'm looking at it perfectly from the bottom. I'm gonna hover over this face right here. I'm gonna hold down Control. And actually you see that there are two things. Don't click on the square, always click on the crosshair, the little thing that looks like a T or a plus sign. Click, that's my origin point. It's selected. Now it's asking me for my target point, basically where I wanna put it, and I wanna put it in this hole in the top. So I'm gonna hover over a blank space in the top, hold down Control, and click on this crosshair, and now it's there. Okay. So now I actually want to rotate it. So I'm gonna click on rotate. All right, and now it's asking me what axis I want to spin it on. I'm gonna click on this circle right here. I'm gonna drag this. So like these two holes right here, the other one had it before, this one was really close to the edge. I don't really like that. So I'm gonna rotate it so those two holes are kind of far back. So just make it so these two holes are kind of even. All right, just make sure nothing is like really close to the edge like that. All right, that's good. And now I'm done. I'm gonna hit OK. All right, you are on the final step. Basically, you have to make holes in the top for these things to screw into. So we are going to click, well, first I'm gonna close my data panel. We're gonna hit Create Sketch. I'm gonna click on this face right here. Drag it down. I want to select all three of these circles. Remember, you don't click on the middle. You don't click on the outer line. You click kind of in between those two spots where it kind of turns gray. I'm gonna click, hold down Control, do the same thing over this one, do the same thing and this one. And before I hit Finish Sketch, I'm gonna hit E for Extrude. And again, I'm gonna just click on the bottom of this face, the bottom of the top, and you'll see that it kind of made a hole right to there. I like to sometimes just drag it 1 more millimeter down just to make sure you're definitely cutting through it. Make sure the operation is on cut, and always double check what you're cutting. Click on the arrow there and make sure it's just the top. It is. Uncheck if you did anything else and then hit OK. Now you have a a bearing and bearing cover installed. Okay, so basically that's going to keep it really secure when you hit. A couple more things actually to make this better and stronger. We're going to fillet these edges. I don't like these sharp corners. Sharp corners introduce like stress risers, they're called. So I'm going to hit F for fillet. I'm going to click on this vertical line, this line that's standing up right here. I'm going to click on the opposite side too. You could click through walls when you do fillet. And now I'm just going to pull this out so it kind of makes it rounded and just a little stronger, adds more material. I'm hit OK. I'm hit F for fillet again. And I'm going to click on these 3 vertical lines. I'm going to click on this one, and that one. I'm just going to drag it a little bit. Don't drag too much so it's, get some crazy errors, right? Just drag it a little bit. All right, so it's nice and rounded. Just like that. I think that looks good. And I'm gonna hit, basically when you fillet that bottom part, don't fillet it so it passes the weapon bearing cover. All right, that's too far, obviously. So just do a little bit so the edges are rounded. And hit OK. So there's no sharp corners. All right, that looks good to me. You are done making a bearing cover or installing a bearing cover for your horizontal.